Jon Jones did exactly what he was meant to do against Anthony Smith. I mean, you can't blame the Jon Jones comes in with a solid game plan every fight, and he sticks to that game plan. You see a lot of guys, they seem to have a game plan, but it just sort of goes out the window once the cage door closes. Jon Jones sticks to it. And the game plan was tee up the body, tee up the legs, and slow Smith down, and don't let him have the explosiveness that he has. And Smith had some success in the first round. I was actually surprised. I was like, oh, until the last 30 seconds when Jones landed a few good strikes, I thought, wow, Smith could win this. Like, Smith's winning this round right now, but then Jones sort of secured it in the end with some side kicks and shit, and a big leg kick sort of secured the round. But then after that, Jones just picked him apart from the outside. Done exactly what he was supposed to do. Unanimous decision over 5 rounds. Let's talk about the knee. Can we get unified rules in MMA, please? What is this bullshit? And fighters are in the cage and they're fighting for their life. They're not thinking about rules, and I wonder what rule set this state has. You know? I know it's made clear to them, but can we get unified fucking rules, state by state, unified? Because the one hand down system, I don't know I don't even know what the rules are for a downed opponent. Knees touching the ground. Smith's knees weren't touching the ground. He had fingertips to the ground. Jones landed a big knee. And can I say this? First of all, can we get unified rules throughout every state so it's not different at all? Everything needs to be the same. Otherwise, it's unfair based on where you're fighting. And second of all, Anthony Smith has a lion heart, that's for sure. He took a beating. He took an absolute fucking thrashing for 5 rounds. 4 rounds mainly. The first round was actually quite competitive. But he just kept coming. He just didn't give up. He had every opportunity to just turtle up into a ball and give up, but he didn't. He wanted to keep fighting, and you've got to respect that from him. But he did get the shit beat out of him by Jon Jones. Proving once again why Jon Jones is the best light heavyweight there is. However, Jones has 40 picograms of turinabol in his system. Smith doesn't have any. So that's probably a factor, I would say. But all steroids aside, because obviously that's the way the UFC runs right now. No, we don't care about no steroids no more. You do what you want. Pride style, baby. Give these guys needles every day. I love it. I want to see everyone juiced to the gills. Fuck it, you know. Give Smith some nice picograms before he starts to fight. You know, just give Smith, here you go, 4 picograms, a grain of salt. Sucks it off of the table. Oh, I'm feeling real good. And immediately he gets an 8-pack, you know. But yeah, phenomenal performance from Jon Jones. Chop away at the legs, chop away at the body. He didn't want to call out anyone in the post-fight. Jones is scared of going to heavyweight. I know I'm going to get shit for saying that, but that's fact. That is absolute fact. He's scared of going to heavyweight. Every question that's directed him, do you want to go to heavyweight? He avoids it like the plague, guys. And I think there's a reason for it. I think he knows he has such a size advantage over everyone at light heavyweight. I mean, Jones looks like a heavyweight in there. I've seen him stand. You've seen him when Jones met Francis Ngannou. They're the same height. Francis just has bigger biceps. There's not a lot of difference between them, especially the new Francis, who's cut down the weight a little bit. You know? There's not a lot of weight difference between those guys. You know, Francis would weigh in at 240. Jones probably cuts 15, 20 pounds. He probably walks into the cage at around, 205. So he probably walks into the cage at around 220. Like early 220s. So that's not much of a difference between him and heavyweights. Smith's obviously coming up from middleweight. And Jones could never make middleweight. So there's a big size advantage there. But I just don't know, he avoids the question of heavyweight like a plague, guys. They say, Joe Rogan goes, Jones, there's a guy in Daniel Cormier that you've beaten that's holding the heavyweight belt right now. You ever thought of any thoughts of having a super fight with him? The opportunity to have a super fight and get 2 belts to your name against a guy that you've beaten already is there for you. It's there for you, but he doesn't want it. Why doesn't he want that? There's no reason other than fear of competition. He's mentioned before, and I quote, "People want to see me go to heavyweight because they want to see me lose." That's a quote from him. I feel like people just want to see me go to heavyweight so they can see me lose. Quote from him. That shows a bit of doubt in his mind in terms of people with the same size and reach advantage that he has. He has so many physical advantages at light heavyweight. He's playing the game smart. So many advantages at heavyweight that why would he go up to heavyweight? Light heavyweight, sorry. Like, he just towers above. He has an 8-inch reach advantage at least over anyone in the division. He's the tallest in the division. He's got the longest reach advantage. He's the most muscle toned in the whole fucking division by the looks of things. I mean, and he just dominates everyone. And Smith couldn't hang, you know. I thought Smith had the chance in the first round, and if it was past the first round, then that was it. There was no more chance. Jones would settle in, Jones would start picking him apart, and Jones would get the finish. So, you know, he didn't get the finish, but he dominated Smith over 5 rounds. But even still, why don't you want to go up to heavyweight, bro? You got the picograms. A couple extra picograms while you go up to heavyweight, you know? Maybe turn that 40 picograms into a nice 80. Just a fluctuation of the picograms, yeah. Put that up to 80 where you go to heavyweight. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. He just doesn't seem to want it at all. Every time they ask him, he dodges the question. You know? Dana White even said, like, the interviewers were asking, what do you have next planned for Jones? Obviously, there's lots of names. I don't know why I'm on the phone, because they weren't on the phone. The interviewers go, like, what do you have next for Jones? Like, because obviously there's a lot of big names for him to fight at heavyweight with Kane, with Stipe, with Francis, with Brock, with DC, they were saying. And he gave it to Dana White, and Dana White says, yeah, he doesn't seem too interested in going to heavyweight. Jones doesn't want to go there because the physical advantages that he has at light heavyweight will be nullified at heavyweight. And that's smart of him. I would do the same if I was in his position. But fans don't want to see that, man. Fans want to see guys go up and challenge themselves, you know, and risk losing. Fans like the risk. And when you're dominating your division like Jones is, and you're a fucking heavy fucking minus 900 favourite over Anthony Smith, it's hard to generate buzz. And I'll be surprised how many pay-per-view sales this pay-per-view does, you know? We'll see. I doubt it breaks 1 million. I doubt it goes over 700,000. But we'll find out, guys. We'll find out real soon. But yeah, that's how I feel about the whole thing. I don't know what's next for Anthony Smith. He could retire. He's had a lot of fights. He's reached the top of the mountain and he's sunk back down. Maybe give him to Blachowicz. Smith versus Blachowicz next. See if one of them can redeem their recent loss. That's a good fight. Or Smith versus Rockhold. They have beef. Smith says he wants to fight Rockhold. Rockhold says he wants to fight Smith. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Smith versus Rockhold, baby, at light heavyweight. Let's get Rockhold out of the fucking middleweight rankings. Because right now he's just hogging a spot and making everyone else's ranking look worse than it is. You know? Number 4 is Kelvin Gastelum versus number 5 Israel Adesanya. Sounds a lot better as number 3 and number 4 if you take Rockhold out of the equation. I'd love to see that fight. Rockhold versus Smith, sign it up. Jones versus Santos, let's do it. There's one guy in the division that, given time, I feel could beat Jon Jones. Because he matches him in physical attributes. He has more knockout power than Jones. He's wild, unpredictable. Do you know what I'm thinking of? Johnny Dan Walker. He might be the guy to beat Jones. Stay tuned in his career. If he keeps winning and keeps knocking out guys like he has been, that's the one guy I see having any chance against Jones anytime soon at light heavyweight, other than DC. We'll see. Like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think should happen next. I'm tired as fuck, but I'm getting these videos out, so, you know, I don't really give a shit. See you later.